Hello everyone and welcome back to another stream here on my channel. My name is Hazik and we're going to be taking a look at a bunch of altcoins in this live stream, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin at the start as always. I'm going to pull up the comment section and we can start getting into your requests. I'm going to wait for a bit until everyone joins in, and yeah. A bit hot today as always, so I do have the window opened. If you hear any noise in the background, any cars, I do apologize. There's nothing I can do about that. So there we go. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin, let's go to the weekly chart and let's take a look at what we've done here. So I do have, there we go. So this is the weekly chart on Bitcoin against USDT. And we have this green support block, as you can see, this green support block with the first touch over here in August 2022, second touch in February 2023, and then we had a massive move to the upside in March. This is the Coinbase chart. And then we started retracing down and we back tested this level, this green block, as support, which usually is what we expect to happen with a previous level of resistance. So we had two back tests of resistance, we came up, and I told you guys this was a very good entry point. We've been talking about this for a few weeks now, and if you entered here, if you entered Bitcoin, at that point you're already sitting up at 22.5% profit. NFD, hello there my friend, one of our patrons has joined in. Syed Sadudin, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. Hi Hazik, hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, my friend. How are you? And where are you guys watching from? Let me know. And how hot it is, or how hot is it where you're watching from? Because it's pretty hot where I'm from. Now, we are having, like I said, a nice retracement from the support block. And one thing to keep in mind is if we remove the drawing and we go, let's go to the Bitcoin index against the dollar. So you can see that we're printing a bullish cross. So this bullish cross is a very important indicator. Every time we have this bullish cross, this is basically signaling a start or the start of a bull market. If we go back to 2015, when we bottomed out in December and in August 2015, you can see that we had the bullish cross in November that year, and after that we just entered this parabolic move to the upside, and then we had the bearish cross. We were consolidating for a year, and then we started moving to the upside once again. We had this black swan event in March 2020, so potentially we're gonna have something like this play out before the next bull market, maybe even at the start of the bull market, because arguably you could say the bull market kicked off from here and then you started moving to the upside. So you had this black swan event in the midst of a bull market. You go back to 2013, you had the bullish cross. Actually in 2012, you had the bullish cross here. And you didn't even get a bearish cross, to be honest with you, in 2011 after that capitulation. But the markets were very different to what there are right now. So I wouldn't look at 2011. I would start looking at 2019 and 2015 for comparison. And as you can see, once we have the bullish cross, we have a massive move to the upside. This little fake out can come into play. So that's why I advise you guys to have some cash on the sidelines, just so you can buy into these dips, because this was an amazing buying opportunity. And if you bought Bitcoin at $3,000 or $4,000, you would be looking at 1,500% to the upside, which is insane. It is insane. So is the bull market starting for Bitcoin? Quite possibly, for Bitcoin specifically. Now, like I said, we could have a black swan event. No one knows what's going to happen. But if we have any bearish news coming over the next month and we have people flooding all over the crypto markets, we could see a dump. We could see a dump back to $24,000, $21,500. Just because after the previous bullish crosses we had a bull market doesn't mean it's going to happen this time again. But the possibility or the chances of the bull market starting for Bitcoin right now are quite high because of this historical indicator. So I would just be careful around buying Bitcoin at these prices, because we are going to be looking at a potential pullback down to $27,000, $26,000 hopefully in the next few weeks. But you can see we're running into this resistance level at $30,400. And if we get rejected from there, like I said, the 20 EMA is going to be a massive level for us to hold. But we don't know if we are in the bull market yet because we can't look into the future. If we continue from here, then obviously, yeah, we were in a bull market at this point. But as of right now, if we dump in the next few weeks, well, this is not a bull market. This is just a retracement and then a continuation of the trend. So I don't think we're going to be coming back down to $15,500 unless there is something absolutely massive happening, like Tether going down, Binance going down. Otherwise, I would just be looking at these healthy retracements to these support levels. For example, 25,400 or 25,300, which was retested over here in June. We've been talking about this for a while. And if you entered there, perfect. You also have a support level at 24,300 and the next support level is at 21,800. So that pretty much covers Bitcoin. Hopefully that is pretty clear. Welcome everyone who's joined the chat. Dari Duke is watching from Paris. Bienvenue, Dari. Dari, yeah, that's your name. NFT is watching from Qatar. Ahla wa sahla. And Saeed is watching from India. Hazik said it, bullish cross is the start of the up move. Hope for alt 2. So yeah, this is regarding Bitcoin. Altcoins can still continue down. For example, a lot of altcoins are dropping below their December 2022 low. So there is, you know, we're going to have to wait until Bitcoin has its move. Then the money flows over into Ethereum and the higher caps. From there, it flows over into the mid caps and the low caps. So it's a cycle. You still have time to get into the altcoins. There is still time. Don't worry. Tristan Marshall, good afternoon. Hello. How are you? Tu parles bien? Oui, j'étudie français beaucoup. South Africa, nice. We have people from all over the world. Tristan Marshall, welcome. Theta time is coming from John Shemensky. We'll take a look at Theta. We actually have two people requesting Theta, so let's take a look at Theta. I have a good position in Theta, so I'm not going to be entering anymore. But if we go to the weekly chart, you can see we are still in this channel down pattern. So there's not a lot to say. I've done a video on Theta not too long ago on the channel, so if you want a more detailed review, take a look at that. But as of right now, we're just bouncing off the support of the channel and we're moving to the upside. So we're hoping for a retracement to the resistance and then a back test of that and a move down, because as long as we are in this channel, we should expect to adhere to the channel's resistance and support. That's the way it is. And whenever we have a breakout, we need the volume to confirm that breakout so that we can actually expect the move to continue and not just to, you know, drop back down into the channel. So we need the volume to come in to confirm the breakout once it happens. But for as long as I'm concerned about this channel pattern, we can be in it until 2024, and we can be printing these lower lows and lower highs for a long time. But I would say anything below 80 cents is a massive opportunity for you guys. So 79 down to 55 cents, this is where you should be accumulating based on this trading range we had in 2020. If we lose that, it's not going to be the best thing in the world, but we do have a support level down here at 34.5 cents. So if we have a massive capitulation, a massive drop, we could be looking at a quick wick all the way down there. So that pretty much covers Theta. Like I said, there's not a lot to talk about. We're just bouncing off the channel pattern, and I've done a video on it, I think Thursday, so go to my uploads and check that out. Welcome everyone who's joining the stream. Feel free to leave the like on this stream because it does help out the channel quite a bit, and it helps the video get out there so that more people can educate themselves and have an idea of what's going on. I'm not saying I'm the be-all, end-all, but I think people can get value from these videos. So Saeed Saudin says, please cover Injective. Let's take a look at Injective. This is my top holding as of right now, funny enough. It wasn't back in October 2022, it wasn't my top holding. But since January, it moved up to my top holding because my average buy-in price is $1.38. And we've done like a 6x, 7x since then. So this is my top holding as of right now, but you can see we're running into some sort of a resistance here. So this block is a resistance level from, we had a touch here in December 2021. That's $10.26. And we had a back test of resistance down here in February 2022 at $7.63. So this block here is going to be a massive level of resistance, and we are running into it right now. And we ran into it once in April, we had a pullback, we're trying again to break it, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. We need more bullish sentiment in the market, because if we're going to be having another 2 interest rate hikes, we have people talking about recessions all over the world. I don't think we can enter a proper bull market at this point. In 2024, once we start cutting the interest rates, then we can probably, and the money printers are going to go up crazy, we can probably have a proper bull market. But right now, I think this is just a retracement to a previous resistance. So we could be looking at $8.83 retested before we head back down. Personally, I'm not buying any more injective unless we get down into this support block. So this support block is set up from $4.85 down to $3.41. I don't want to be buying it $9 when my average buying price is all the way down here. And it's not greed, it's just because we have such a strong move to the upside and we haven't seen a strong correction. So I'm waiting for this pullback to happen. I'm waiting for at least $4.85. So I'm going to set up some buy limit orders over here. And if we enter, great. If not, there are a bunch of other altcoins that are still cheap. So that's going to do it for injective. And long term, let's actually take a look at the long term targets. So what we do for long term is we take a Fibonacci retracement from our presumed bear market bottom, which is going to be all the way down here in June 2022. We drag the fib all the way up to the swing high in May 2021. These are my settings on the Fibonacci retracement. So you can take a look at those. And you can see our 1.618 target is all the way up here at $113. So that is going to be a massive level for us to retest. We can also take a look at the 1.414 at $62 or $64 almost. And then we have the minimal target, which is the 1.272 at $42. From the all-time high all the way up to the 1.618, it's going to be a 6x roughly. And I think that's pretty doable. I think injective is going to be massive in the next bull market. Typically, the coins that do well in bear markets are going to do even better during a bull market. Take a look at Chainlink. That's a pretty good example. So I think, and considering the fact that injective's market cap is very low as of right now, let's take a look at the market cap. So the current market cap is sitting at $700 million, which is not a lot. It's not a lot by any means. So doing a 10x from here, 20x is really, really easy, in my opinion. And John Shemansky says, thank you, no problem, my friend, no problem. Ilorm Hohabu, good morning, good evening, everyone. Well, it's evening for you, it's afternoon for me, it's morning for some people, I guess, but thank you for joining the stream, as always, great to have you. So let's take a look at the next request that we have here, Polkadot against Bitcoin. Dari says, an update please on DOT against Bitcoin. I bought at 4,000 sats against DOT. Hope we can get back here in 2025. Like, guys. Let's open up the DOT against Bitcoin chart. Actually, let's see. There we go. Let's add that and let's take a look. So I think I did a video on this not too long ago. But let's take a look at Polkadot. So we are printing a nice higher low, which is great. This is great to see. A support level was retested perfectly and we're moving to the upside. And Polkadot's doing the exact same thing against the USDT. So this is really good. Let me draw a support block here. This is going to be our support area. Massive, massive support. Actually, is this? No, this is the perpetual. I don't think this is the right one. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Spot crypto, yeah, this is the one, I think. That was the wrong chart. There we go. Okay, yeah, so it's a bit different here on the Bitcoin chart. I was wondering why is it so similar to the USDT chart. So taking a look at this, we did a TA back, I think a few weeks ago or a few months ago on Polkadot against USDT. I think it was back in March. Or Polkadot against Bitcoin, and you can see we dropped below and we retested our second fib level, which was one of our targets. And I think right now this is a pretty good bottoming structure because we're retesting a support level. This is our capitulation target based on this fib, and this fib is set up from the swing high in May 2021 to the swing low in July 2021. So we lost the July low, we retested it as resistance multiple times, then we started entering this symmetrical triangle and we dropped back down and we dropped even lower to the second fib level. So I would say if you're trading against the Bitcoin, now is a pretty good time to be entering because we could be looking at a brief retracement to the 20 EMA, which is going to be at $23. And we have a resistance level as well over here, which we lost in May. And from where we are right now, that could potentially be a nice 14%. So a few nice trades here. DOT against Bitcoin on the RSI, on the weekly RSI, is in the oversold. So this is definitely a good entry point based on what I'm seeing over here. And yeah, I'm pretty bullish on Polkadot. I have a really good position in Polkadot, and I'm bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem as a whole. So this is where I would be entering if you want to be trading against the Bitcoin chart or the Bitcoin pair. Can you look at a new token, PIP? Has it finished retracing? Fibs would be appreciated. Regards. PBK asks, I think someone asked me about this a few days ago. PIP, USDT Bybit. I think this is the one, right? I'm going to add two of them just to see if they're the same thing. Yeah, they're the same thing. Okay, let's open up the daily chart. I don't know anything about this project. Let's pull up CoinMarketCap real quick and take a look at this. So PIP, $16 million market cap, 9% out in circulation. That's not really good. This has been trading since March 2023, so fairly new project. I don't like getting into these new projects. The one platform for all your crypto payment needs. Okay, so this is a payment solution, huh? We have a bunch of payment solutions. I don't think all of them are going to survive. Like, we're not going to need 20 different projects that are going to be doing the exact same thing. So most of these are going to just die out in the next 5 years, and we'll just stick to the ones that are the best out of the bunch. Let's take a look at the team, and the team is transparent. That's good. That's good to see. And usually with these tokens, once they're listing, I'm going to save this. Once they're listing on exchanges, they start retracing pretty hard. Now let's take a look at this. Okay, so immediately that's our local high. So that's going to be a major resistance level. RSI has retraced, not really printing. Well, we do have a bit of a bullish divergence here, I do have to say. As you can see on the price action, we're printing a higher low. On the RSI, we're printing a lower low. So this bullish divergence could have already played out because you can see we had a nice move to the upside here. At a nice 40% move to the upside, so this could have played out already. Okay, so we're going to remove that, and let's see how low can we get if we're going to be losing a major support level. So your major support level is going to be down here, the low that we printed in May at the start of the month, and you're going to have your 1.618 target. Let me actually change this to the values. There we go. So the 1.618 target is going to be sitting at roughly 11 cents. So if you start losing this low over here, you're going to be targeting that. But I would stay away from these new projects because they can start dumping really quickly. And the circulating supply is sitting at 9%. So I'd advise you look into the token unlocks and the tokenomics in general. Elarm says, please cover Morpheus Labs. We'll do that in just a second as we finish with this PIP. So yeah, it is in an uptrend. I'll give you that. It is in an uptrend since March, but it had just launched. So for all I care, we could have a massive retracement once Bitcoin starts dropping, because I don't think you can. Very rarely do you have projects listing and they just continue in an uptrend. Usually they list, they have a pump, and then they start retracing 70 to 80% to the downside. So this support block here is going to be a pretty good level to look at in terms of accumulating. So between 11 or almost 12 cents down to 9.5 cents, this is where I would be looking at entering. So we want to come back down to this trading range that we had in March. We broke above that resistance and we never came back down to retest it as support. We can obviously drag the fib down here and potentially see what our targets are going to be if we use the entire fractal. So the golden ratio is perfectly aligning with this resistance, and the 786 is perfectly aligning with this support, or with this with these two support levels. So you can see how the fib perfectly aligns with this trading range here. So this is why I would be looking at this level to be met before we can think about continuing to the upside. So yeah, I would just be careful with these newly listed projects, but this is what I'm expecting for PIP. Let's take a look at Morpheus Labs, I believe was the next one. Let me see if I missed out any requests. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Super chats are available, so if you want to support the channel, obviously feel free to do so. And feel free to check out the Patreon linked down below. You get 7 days access for free to all of my content. MC Law says, just got more Moonriver. That's good. Start staking. Not a financial advice, of course. LOL, good evening from England. Hello, mate. Nice to have you aboard. I know, that's a terrible accent. Okay, so yeah, let's do Morpheus Labs. Let's do Morpheus Labs. There we go, MITX. I'm bullish on this crypto as well. I do have a nice bag, but I'm going to be getting more sometime soon. As you can see, we're also in a channel down pattern, and we are retracing down to this support. We actually had a nice wick here June 10th, 0.005. My patrons were advised on this support, I think, a long time ago, because we set this up on Patreon. And all of my buy alerts are, as always, available on Patreon. And we're running into the resistance of this channel down pattern. And as we discussed earlier, once you run into the resistance of the channel pattern, you expect to come back down to the channel's support. So probably you're going to be losing this. If you want to do that, if you want to get down to the channel support, you're going to be losing the support trend line and having a move to the upside afterwards. We could probably just wick down here. That's also a possibility, and we can just stay above 0.0057 cents. So I would probably wait just a bit if you have a really good position in MITX, just because you can catch this support potentially. But there's no guarantee that we're not going to start pumping and breaking out of this channel pattern right now and having a massive move to the upside, just like we had a massive move to the upside over here, right? Because I don't have a crystal ball, I'm not able to tell you what's going to happen. I'm only able to give you support levels and resistance levels in case we go either way. So in case we start pumping, there's a nice level for you to take a look at here. So this resistance is going to be a massive level for us to break above. We might even retest it before we come back down, because we lost this in May. We started retracing down, and now we could have a move to the upside and a retracement back to the block to retest it as support, or to the channel. Hopefully that's what's going to happen if we end up breaking out. But seeing as how this is a low cap gem, we could have a massive breakout and just go parabolic. If we open up the coin market cap page, you can see we're sitting at $5.8 million. That is extremely low. So I would just be entering now, to be honest with you. If you don't want to get too greedy about the support levels and everything else, just start building a position and base your entries off of the market cap, not off the price, because the price can be whatever the price is depending on the circulating supply. But if the market cap is sitting at $5.8 million, that is really cheap. Imagine selling at $100 million market cap. That's a 25x straight off the bat, and $100 million market cap is nothing during a bull market. So just keep that in mind. Stay humble with these support levels. Don't try to catch the exact specific level. I would just be entering down below here, because once you're selling in the bull market, let's say at whatever 20 cents, it really isn't going to matter if you bought in at 0.008 or you bought in at 0.0078. right? You're not going to be worried about that. You're just going to be happy that you bought in before everyone else and you managed to secure this massive profit. So MITX right now, good for buying. Off of this January low, we're only sitting at 188% to the upside. So that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. Michelle Kovac says, Ken TA on labs and hello. So I'll try to do one request per person, just so we can have a lot. Like I want everyone to get a request in. So we'll do hello for now. Hello labs. And we'll take a look at that. And later on, if we have enough time, we'll take a look at labs as well. So this is hello. Since December, we saw a massive move to the upside. Look at this. 2,116%. This is a massive move to the upside. And off of this high, we only saw 66%. So this is just a really simple retracement. Let's actually see. What you can do is you can set up a fib. So I have my fib in reverse, but what you can do is you can set up the fib either, because I have mine in reverse. So let me show you. If you have your fib and you set it in reverse, right? I have it in reverse. You're gonna start using the low and then the high. So if you know how to use the fib and you know what I mean, it's a bit weird trying to explain it, but basically we take the high and we take the low, and this is where you start getting your retracements. So basically in this case, we're not really targeting anything for the bull market or for the bottom. We're just trying to catch a nice retracement. In this instance, we caught the 0.382 level, which was at 0.027 cents. And if you take this entire move over here, so this is 100%. This is 100%. And the retracement that we had over here is 0.038, so that's 38% of this entire move, right? So that's going to be another 38%, that's going to be another 38%. So this retracement in itself was 38%, and the 0.038 is because you moved the decimals. But yeah, I have a whole video on Fibonacci retracements. You can check that out. It's linked in the cryptocurrency guides playlist on the main page of my channel, so feel free to check that out. But this is a pretty good way to see where the potential support levels are going to be at, because we had a bounce here, we had a bounce here, and a lot of the other traders are going to be doing the exact same thing. That's why there's going to be confluence in this level, because it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You set up a fib, 1,000 other people set up the exact same fib, they're going to see the exact same price. So in order to be ahead of the herd and be ahead of those people, you want to set up your buy limit orders slightly above the support levels or the fib levels. That way you get filled over here, and if the price doesn't come back down to the exact level of the fib, you still can secure the profits. But the people that set up the buy limit orders exactly at the fib level or the support level, they're going to be, you know, waiting for the next retracement, or they're going to be forced to buy higher, and that will push the price even higher. That's just a little tip for you guys. Why Bitcoin Cash pumped like this? Litecoin 2. Actually, I haven't looked into Bitcoin Cash as in the news, but we did have a nice video last, I think it was yesterday, we did a video on Bitcoin Cash, and you can check that out. So yeah, Bitcoin Cash has been pumping pretty aggressively. But we'll take a look at that. Now, going back to Hello Labs, like I said, this is a pretty good support level that we just retested. We might come back down to it. So I would say you can set up some buy limit orders at 0.0272 cents. If I open up the coin market cap page, the current market cap is at $25.3 million, 62% out in circulation. That's a pretty good tokenomic, I would say, or pretty good tokenomics. Gate.io, Maxi. Okay, we don't have any major exchanges, so to speak, but yeah, look into this. I know Crypto Archie is really bullish on Hello, so feel free to take a look at Hello, and let's move over to the next request. I think Dari asked about Bitcoin Cash. So I think Litecoin's having the halving, that's why it's pumping. Let's see if Litecoin has actually started pumping. Yeah, Litecoin started pumping, there we go. Let's go to the weekly. And let's switch to the daily. Okay, yeah. So Litecoin was, I think Litecoin's halving is supposed to play out right now. So Litecoin halving. Here's the countdown. Okay, it's still 29 days. So we're 29 days away from the Litecoin halving. And I think after that, yeah, after that we're gonna see a massive pump. Or we could see a pump leading up to that. But I do think Litecoin is gonna be pumping the next month or so. And we did have a nice retracement here from these lows at $47 from August 2022 all the way. So we did basically a 121%. That's a pretty good retracement for a high cap in a bear market. And taking a look at Bitcoin Cash real quick, let's see what this thing is doing. Yeah, so it's retracing just a bit. Like I said, check out the video on my channel for a more detailed breakdown, but I'm expecting $175 to $145 for a retracement. Some people think that that's not going to happen, and well, okay, that's their opinion obviously, but I'm basing it off of the fact that usually when you have these massive pumps, you tend to retrace back down, and going back to $175, that's just a 39% move to the downside. That's not a lot. So I would avoid buying Bitcoin Cash right now, but you can catch them at these support levels that I just mentioned. So Baller University, love your vids. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, guys, and thank you all for joining the stream, and thank you for sending in your requests. I'm just checking if I missed any comments. Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin coming in from EDX markets, money flow. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that. Yeah, we were talking about Litecoin on my Patreon, I think, a few months ago, and I was warning my patrons regarding the halving, because we're probably going to see a strong impulsive move to the upside. But as to Bitcoin Cash, yeah, that's something that I wasn't really expecting, because yeah, Bitcoin Cash is an oldie, an OG coin, and it was consolidating for a very long time, and we managed to break out of this sideways channel. And the same thing is playing out on Chainlink's chart as well. We have a massive sideways channel. As you can see, we've been in the sideways channel for more than a year, and at some point we're just gonna have a massive move to the upside. We're gonna break out and potentially retest $16 to $12 in September even, right? No one knows when, but we can be expecting a similar outcome to what we saw with Bitcoin Cash. Rahman Zafar is asking for SHIB, VeChain, and SLP. So let's take a look at SLP. Okay. So this is the weekly chart for SLP. As you can see, we have a resistance block above us. So between 0.00363 down to 0.0029 cents, we have this massive block that we retested as resistance. So we lost it over here. We came back up, had to retest the resistance, and came back down. So if I throw in the fib, I think we're going to be sitting near the 1.618 right now. Yeah, so we're pretty close to the one. We bounced off the 1.618 actually. And this was our technical target to the downside. So once you lose this low, the first fib level, you target the 1.618 extension. And now I think it's a pretty good time to be entering. We are very far from the 20 EMA, so we could be looking at a retracement to the 20 EMA. That's a 35.7% move to the upside if you're looking for a swing trade. What's the market cap looking like right now? $72 million. And obviously, since these highs, we've retraced down quite a bit. Massive pullback. You're available on Binance, KuCoin, Bitstamp, and you have SushiSwap in terms of Dexis. So feel free to take a look at this thing if you want to get into Smooth Love Potion. But right now, a nice bounce. I don't know if we're going to be coming back down to that level, but I would say this is a pretty good area to be accumulating the tokens at. We're very, very cheap right now. Better than XQC. Khattab Al-Shami is saying that I'm better than XQC. Thank you very much. I don't know if that's a compliment or if that's an insult, but I'll assume it was a compliment. Alright, and Rahman requested VeChain as well. Let's take a look at VeChain real quick. I did VeChain yesterday, and I did a video on VeChain a few days ago, so you can check that out. But basically what's happening is that we're retesting this massive resistance block between 0.0235 cents down to 2 cents. We're running into the 20 MA as well, so I don't think we're going to be pumping any further. I think we're going to be having a bit of a retracement here back to 0.01945 at least. And a healthy retracement would be back to, if we go to the daily chart, would be back to the 20 EMA here at 0.08 or 0.018. Because yeah, as you can see, we're preparing for a bullish cross on the daily. If that happens and the markets continue pumping, we could take a look at the top of this block, which is at 0.0235 cents, and that's where we can top up or top out. That's another 13.8% to the upside. So take a look at that. Personally, I'm not entering VeChain right now, especially after this move to the upside, where we've done a 43% to the upside, and this is a high cap altcoin. So I would just wait for a healthy retracement, to be honest with you. And it looks like we're running into this same resistance level we did back at the end of May at 0.02089 cents. So I would just stay away from VeChain as of right now. And SHIB, right? Let's take a look at SHIB real quick. Okay, that's not SHIB. Okay, that's the market cap. And let's do Tether USDT. Okay, I hate when it does this. There we go. Okay, so I don't think I've done any SHIB videos in a while. So essentially what happened here, I think we've done a nice retracement with this fractal. Yeah, so we went down almost to the 1.618 here from this high in February down to this low in December 2022. So I would say if you want to be entering, yeah, that's a pretty good entry because you're basically at this June low from 2022. You're sitting at the exact same spot. I would say you're pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. So I'm not going to go dive deep into SHIB because it's a meme coin, but if you're looking to make money with SHIB, I would say right now is a pretty good area. Like I said, once again, we're at this support level, and you can set up some buy limit orders at these extension levels in case you have these massive capitulations or drops, so that you can enter even if you're asleep, even if you're at work, you can enter the markets at these prices. So set up those buy limit orders, and that's not a financial advice, obviously. And we'll take a look at labs as well. Okay. Because we had a request from Michelle Kovac on labs. Let's open up the daily chart and let's zoom out. So you can see on labs, we're coming back into the support block between 0.00052 down to 0.0003824, and that's a massive, massive support block for us. We retested this back in December 2022. If I switch over to the weekly chart real quick, you can see this is where we bottomed out, and now we're just printing a higher low. So this is a pretty good area to start accumulating and building your position if you want a nice long-term bag, right? If you're entering for a short-term gain or for a short-term trade, I don't know how lucky you're going to get with a move to the upside, but considering the fact that we are sitting at a previous resistance, we could have a bit of a retracement to the upside. We could come back up and retest the 20 MA, and that's a nice 70% trade possibly. But if you're entering for the long term, I would say now is a pretty good time to be doing so. And let's extend this fib to the east here. There we go. So as you can see, we ran into the 0.382 and then we had a move back down. So maybe we're going to be retesting 0.0003824 cents. Feel free to set up some buy limit orders, but this looks to be a pretty good entry right now. And I think that covers all the requests. And I think we've been running for how long? 39 minutes. All right, we'll do a few minutes more. Let me know how you guys feeling about the markets in general. Are you getting into some low caps? We'll talk about some low caps at the end of the stream. Let me know what low cap gems are you looking into right now. I would probably go with GraphLink, Polkadex right now. I think Centrifuge pumped quite a bit, so I wouldn't be looking to enter that right now because, like I said, nice pump. We are looking at a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern here. So I would be expecting a break to the upside if we break above the neckline here. If that doesn't happen, well, you know, I can buy cheaper prices. That's not a problem. Energy Web, feel free to check this out. Amazing project, sitting at a nice double bottom pattern here, potentially going to have a nice move to the upside in the bull market, because the future potential merge with Polkadot is going to bring a lot of attention to Energy Web. And I think I missed a comment from Dari Duke. Dot 2.0 will be huge. I saw Gavin Wood yesterday with block spaces and smart contract. Yeah. Their potential merge is going to be massive for Energy Web. That doesn't mean the Energy Web token is going to disappear. That just means the protocols and the projects are going to merge together. So, yeah, Energy Web is a project that you should check out. Moonriver, obviously, very bullish on Moonriver. What else do we have? Polkadex, I mentioned that already. Really bullish on Polkadex, another great Polkadot low cap gem. We have Pocket Network, strong project as well. Shield Protocol, this thing has been pumping quite a bit since February, but you can enter at a support level. Over here, the 20 MA on the weekly looks to be a good entry point as of right now. And then you have a support block between 85.5 cents down to 54.5 cents. And yeah, that pretty much covers all the low caps I want to mention right now. Feel free to join my Patreon to get the full list of the low cap gems I'm buying into right now. Like I said, you have 7-day free trial immediately. And I want to thank you all for joining the stream, guys. We have people all over the world, which is pretty cool when you think about it. And we're going to have another stream on Monday, same time, probably 1 to 2 p.m. EST time. So, okay, all right. That's pretty much it. Thank you all for joining, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.